week 17 of Scott's Week in Sports today, ladies and gentlemen. I have a special guest for you guys today. My first ever co-host. It is my dad, Kevin.
Hello, everybody. After months of begging to be on the show, I finally convinced Scott that I had the sports knowledge to be worthy of the show. But really, I think I got on because of his dad.
Yes. And we also want to congratulate Floyd Mayweather on beating Conor McGregor last night in 10 rounds.
Ooh.
A little bit better than what I thought it would have been last night, as you got your money's worth for $100 last night in that fight. I thought it was really good. So now, with college football starting this week, me and my dad are going to be doing our college football predictions for this year's first week of games. So let's get right on into that. So the first game is Florida International heading in to Orlando to take on our hometown UCF Knights. I'm going to be taking UCF in this game. I think Scott Frost has got that offense working, and I think that our defense is going to be strong this year. So I'll take UCF to win this game by at least 10 points.
And I am struggling with this game because I know UCF has always had a tough time with FIU. So I'm going to look for some clue in this room to give me an idea who to pick. And, I think I'll take UCF.
Thank you. Reason?
And UCF is going to win because I believe in Scott Frost, and the Scott Frost era is here.
Okay. The next game on the list will be Buffalo heading into Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Good game here to start the season. I will take the Minnesota Golden Gophers in this game. I think Minnesota could be a team that could finish right in the middle of the Big Ten this year, but then we'll find a way to start off 1-0 on the season.
And I agree. I think Minnesota's going to win as well. I think Minnesota's in a better conference. They have better players, and I think Buffalo is just too weak to go into Minnesota and win that game.
Next game on the list will be Tulsa heading in to Oklahoma State and Stillwater, Oklahoma, to take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And I will be taking Mike Gundy and his Cowboys. I think last year they were a little bit underplaced last year with that one loss. So I will be taking Oklahoma State and Mason Rudolph to find a way to win that game in Stillwater, start the season off 1-0 and get going on the season.
I don't want to continue to just copy Scott, but I'm also going to agree on Oklahoma State because almost 10 years ago to the day, Mike Van Gundy said, "I'm a man. I'm 40." He's now 50, and I still think they're going to win.
Yep. Next game up, the next game out of the American Athletic Conference, it will be Holy Cross heading into East Hartford, Connecticut to take on the UConn Huskies. And I'll be taking UConn in this game. Once again, UConn is a very good team this year. I think UConn could possibly make it to the American Athletic Conference Championship game this year, but I will take UConn to win this game to start off the season.
You said they're playing Holy Cross?
Yes.
Well, holy heck, 4 games in a row, we picked the same game. I'm going to pick UConn in this one. They're part of the AAC, which is an underrated conference. I like UConn in this one.
Yep, same. And next up will be North Dakota heading into Utah to take on the Utah Utes, and I'll be taking the Utes here. They are a very good team to watch in the Pac-12 this year, so I'll be taking Utah over North Dakota to get the win.
I feel like I'm just Scott's monkey. I follow him on every single game, but I've got to take Utah on this one. They are a rising team in the Pac-12, and I believe the Utah Utes will win this ball game.
Yep. And next game up is the first game that I could see an upset, as number 2 Ohio State heads into Bloomington, Indiana to take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana's been close the last couple of years from pulling off the upset, but I think Urban Meyer's going to have his boys ready in this game. I'll be taking Ohio State to win a close one.
As much as I do not like Ohio State and I do not like Urban Meyer, unfortunately, I'm picking for the win here. I got to pick Ohio State.
Close. Next up will be FAMU heading into Little Rock, Arkansas to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Another team I'm very high on this year. This could be a very good Arkansas team this year. I'll be taking the Razorbacks to get the win over Florida A&M. I just think Arkansas is going to be a very good team to watch in the SEC this year, so I'll be taking Arkansas.
Brett Bielema has got that Arkansas team going in the right direction. I think Arkansas rolls.
Next up, Louisiana Monroe heading in to Memphis, Tennessee to take on the Memphis Tigers. This could be a little bit of a closer game, but I'm going to take Memphis to find a way to walk out of their home opener and get ready for next week, the following weekend against UCF. I'll be taking Memphis to get off to a 1-0 start.
This is my upset special of the week. I am taking Louisiana Monroe to go into Memphis and upset the Tigers.
Next up, New Mexico State heading into Tempe, Arizona to take on the Arizona State Sun Devils. The big problem that I've seen with Arizona State the last couple of years is their defense, but I think that offense will be enough to get them a win over New Mexico State. I'll be taking the Sun Devils to get the win to start the season.
I agree with Scott. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think Arizona State has too much offense. Arizona State rolls in this one.
Next up, Central Connecticut heading into Syracuse to take on the Syracuse University Orange. I will be taking Syracuse to get the win here. This is not going to be a very good Syracuse team, but this will be one of their only wins this year, in my opinion. I'll be taking the Orange to get the win.
I think I am a trained monkey. I am going to take Syracuse again, another copy of Scott. In the Carrier Dome, they're tough. I like Syracuse in this one.
Next up, Rutgers hosting number 8 Washington. I'll be taking Jake Browning and his Huskies to get the win. Jake Browning's one of my sleeper picks to win the Heisman this year, so I'll be taking Jake Browning and the Huskies to get the win.
Again, Monkey Boy over here agrees with Scott's pick, although I do think it'll be closer than people think. Washington traveling east, going across the country, I think it'll be a closer game than people expect, but I do expect Washington to take this game.
Next up, the home opener for new head coach Lane Kiffin as his Florida Atlantic Owls host the Navy Midshipmen. If this was an easier game, I would be taking FAU in this game, but Navy's a little bit too much, I'll be taking the Midshipmen to get the win here in Boca to get the win and start the season off 1-0.
I just like Lane Kiffin so much that I'm going to pick against this team every single week that I'm on the show. Plus, I think Navy's going to win. Navy in a close one.
Next up, the battle for Colorado as Colorado State heads into Denver to take on the Colorado Buffaloes. Colorado State just beat Oregon State last night. This is not really a rivalry game for me because Colorado has been dominating the last couple of seasons. So I'll be taking the Colorado Buffaloes to get another win against the Colorado State Rams. Give me Colorado to beat Colorado State.
Holy moly, Monkey Man agrees with Scott again. I think Colorado's going to win this one, and I don't even think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
Colorado to Colorado State.
Yep. Next up, Utah State heading in to take on number 9 Wisconsin in Madison. I'll be taking the Wisconsin Badgers. I think the Badgers are going to be a very good team to watch this year in the Big Ten. So I'll be taking the Badgers to get the win over Utah State this week.
Every single year the Badgers are underrated, and every single year the Badgers finish in the top 10. Badgers will roll in this one.
Yep. Next up, Kent State heading into Clemson, South Carolina to take on the number 5 ranked and defending number 5 national champion, defending national champion Clemson Tigers. Give me the home Tigers, Dabo Swinney, and that offense. They need to find a quarterback, and I think Kent State is actually a perfect game to find that starting quarterback. I would take Clemson to get a big win over Kent State.
No Deshaun Watson, no problem. Clemson rolls big.
Next up, Akron heading in to University Park to take on Penn State. Number 6, Nittany Lions. I'll be taking Trace McSorley and that number 6 ranked Penn State Nittany Lion team to get the win for James Franklin and that new contract he has. I'll be taking Penn State in this game.
James Franklin has turned the Penn State program around very, very quickly. Very impressive what he's done up there. I think Penn State rolls big.
Next up, the new head coach for the Texas Longhorns, Tom Herman, will head in to his first home game in Austin to take on the Maryland Terrapins. I'll be taking Tom Herman and his Longhorns, number 23 ranked in the nation. Give me Texas over Maryland.
And again, I hate to agree with Scott again, but I have to. I think Texas and Tom Herman. Tom Herman's a great coach. He's been able to turn programs around everywhere he's gone. I like Tom Herman over Maryland Terrapins by 2 touchdowns.
Next up, Ball State heading into Champaign, Illinois to take on Charlie Strong's. To take on Illinois. I will be taking Illinois to get the win here. former Buck coach there in Illinois. I'll be taking the Fighting Illini to get the win there in Champaign.
I think what Scott was trying to say is Lovie Smith's Illinois,
Yes.
Illinois line.
Yes.
And I'm going to pick an upset here. I'm picking Ball State to go into Illinois and beat the Illini.
Next up.